Hey guys, it's me, December, it's me, and I'm back here with another video. This time I'll be reviewing 1989's Deadly Games Doll Code Santa Claus, came from France, which I really didn't expect, but it's a pretty good movie. So we start off with this weird man in the street trying to play snowball fights with these other kids who are playing, and they get freaked out by him. And I can see why. It's a little bit childlike in the way he acts, but also very creepy in the sense of just anyone would feel creepy by a random man, trying to play games with a kid. Even more so now, than back then. So he basically gets upset and runs off. And then that's when we meet Thomas. Thomas is, that's the best way to describe him, is a little genius who's 9 years old, who has basically put traps all around his mansion home, because his mum is obviously a millionaire because of how big the house is. He also can fix cars. He can fix equipment. He's got cameras everywhere. He's basically Kevin from Home Alone, but a little bit more high tech. Anyway, he wakes up and he decides he wants to dress up as Rambo and chase after his dog and basically catch him, which he does in a trap. That's when we meet his papa, who is his grandpa, and they call him Papa in the movie. And basically, they have this beautiful relationship between them, but his grandpa can't see because he's diabetic. So you can see where this is going in the future. Because he can't see, he's going to think weird things. He's going to go, is that you? Is that this? And you're going to think, oh, what's going to happen to him? So his mum basically talks to him about how, oh, don't try and stay up for Santa Claus, because if you do, he'll turn into an ogre and try and kill you. Which, yeah, comes back to him, basically. So, long story short, the mum goes to work because she wants to be with her boyfriend. She hires that weird guy. He becomes Santa Claus. And then a little girl comes to see him when he's sitting there. Santa sits on his lap, pulls his beard, says, hey, you're not Santa Claus. So what does he do? He punches her in the face. That's right. He hits her right in the face. The mum sees it, the mum of Thomas, and tells him, you're fired. Go and get your shit and get the fuck out of here because you're done. So as he's going, he finds out that Thomas is getting all our presents from his mum. So he hitches a ride and gets there and basically torments poor Thomas throughout the whole movie as Santa Claus. And basically ends up in all these different situations of, stalking around. Is he going to get him? Is he not going to get him? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? He got away. No, he didn't get away. That kind of thing. Now, the atmosphere in the movie is pretty good. The shots are good. The cinematography is good. The acting's pretty good. And for a French film like this, where it's very kind of like small in the frame of how the film is, it did feel really big in a lot of ways. There's a few things that kind of take away from it. For instance, there's shots of the house which are model shots of like a model home, like a model house, like, the ones you have on a board, and have like shutters coming up and down and all this. And you can tell that they're not of the actual house. But saying that, it's still pretty cool to see them because they do look similar, even though obviously because it's smaller, it's not going to look, exactly like it should. Now, the guy who plays Santa Claus, he's so creepy as Santa Claus. I mean, he goes around and he's dressed up in the gear. There's a great scene, right, where Thomas is under the table, hoping to find Santa Claus, hoping to see him. And then he sees this kind of like dust falling from the chimney. And as the chimney thing, this light happens, and Thomas is really excited as he sees feet drop down, right? So as the feet drop down, he's all excited. Santa Claus comes out, puts the presents down on the side, and then his dog runs and starts attacking him. And he's like, trying to tell the dog to stop. Don't hurt Santa Claus. Please don't hurt Santa Claus, right? But Santa Claus isn't Santa Claus. So what does he do? He gets a cake slice and stabs the dog to death right in front of Thomas. And then he goes, Merry Christmas to him, and Thomas runs off hiding, and that's how it basically starts with the back and forth cat and mouse. Now, as for the grandpa needs his insulin, and there's many times where he needs his insulin, but there's a really stupid moment in the movie where the grandpa needs to hide. So Thomas decides to put him in a suit of armour, standing up. Right now, this guy's got to be about what 70 odd years old, and he's having to stand there in that suit of armour with really bad diabetes, really bad eyesight, and let alone being elderly. So you know, you can guess what happens to him with that. Now, I think the movie was a really good movie. Now, I haven't seen the movie before, and I found out that the director of this movie tried to sue the people that made Home Alone. I think it was what John Hughes who wrote it, and I don't know if he directed it or not. That's bad on me, but I'm not a big Home Alone fan anyway. But I'm sure someone can tell me down below. And apparently, he tried to sue them for plagiarism for Home Alone because he said Home Alone was a copy of his movie. But watching this movie, you can see parts of that, but it's very different as well in the same sense. Like they're similar, but they're not really similar. Because obviously in Home Alone, you've got two thieves who constantly get, you know, hurt by Kevin, constantly, you know, trying to stop him from getting in his house and obviously tormenting them. In this, Santa Claus is trying to kill people. So, yeah, it's different, but that was kind of an interesting bit of trivia. So, yeah, the movie has a great atmosphere. It's got a great story from my mind in the sense of it keeps you going. It's only 90 minutes. It's worth the time, I believe, to watch and enjoy. And I think at the end of the day, you'll enjoy it because it's not a bad film at all. I think I'd give it a 4 out of 5, to be honest. And I'd recommend watching it. If you want to watch it at Christmas as a horror movie that you've never seen before, I highly recommend that. If you want to watch it now, you know, I highly recommend it. I definitely would like to hear people's thoughts on the movie because I don't think I've known anyone who's watched the movie because I've never heard it recommended before. So, yeah, I highly recommend the movie. It's just one of those fun late 80s horror movies that has, you know, a tone to it, like Christmas, like, you know, like the Valentine's Day kind of things, like My Bloody Valentine now. This is a really good Christmas one. And I love the way the killer in it is multiple dimensions in the fact that he's very childlike in a way. He's like, it's a bit where Thomas sends a train towards him, which has a trap in it. And when he lifts it up, he gets so excited by it, he winds it up again. And then lets it go again because he wants to enjoy watching the train move. And there's another bit where he says to Thomas, caught you, caught you, caught you, right? Now it's your turn to try and find me. So there's kind of a weird kind of thing there. Like, in some ways, I sympathise with the guy because I went, oh, maybe he just wants to play to an extent. But then at the same time, you know, he's killing people. So I don't know. All I know is that I enjoyed the movie. I recommend it. And I'd love to hear Paul's thoughts about it. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Definitely know I'm going to watch it again in the future. Probably at Christmas. Because I really enjoyed it. So as always, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe. If you have, thank you. And let me know what you think of the movie down below. And let me know what you think of any movie, really, that's Christmas. Right, what's your favourite Christmas movie? You know, horror-wise. Or any other. So, take care, guys. Thanks again for watching. And I'll see you soon. Bye.